Good afternoon, champions of change. Welcome to one of the most inspiring and influential sessions of the World Pickleball Conference. One thing is exciting. Pickleball is not only the fastest growing sport in the United States, it's also becoming the fastest growing global stage for female leadership, innovation, and fun. Are you ready? Good. Hi, I'm Dr. Joy Macy, the founder of Joy of Pickleball and the Joy of Quantum Sports. And I am so honored to moderate this amazing panel because these are industry leaders that are really true rock stars. But to set the stage, I would like to give you a few fun stats about the growth of global pickleball. Of all the players that are starting the sport of pickleball globally, over 40% are women, and that is growing daily. Pickleball is projected to be a $5 billion global industry by 2027. In the last 3 years, the number of women-owned pickleball companies has tripled. That's quite impressive, isn't it? All right, ladies, what I first want to introduce you is to these rock stars. They are industry leaders. First, we have Denise Richards. She is the COO and co-founder of Dill, Dinkers. It is the #1 fastest growing indoor pickleball franchise in the United States with over 400 developing. Okay. Next, we have Camilla Shumaker with 365 Dink. It is a pioneer platform that is kind of allowing us how to get access to nationwide pickleball facilities. Is that correct? Okay. And then we've got another rock star on the end over there. We've got Savanna, Ullman. She is with Court Reserve. That is the technology that is really changing the industries and the courts and the clubs and the tournaments worldwide. So what I'm going to be doing is asking 3 simple questions to these industry leaders so we can learn a little bit of wisdom and have some fun. Number 1, okay, each of you will have about 3 to 4 minutes to kind of share your things. Think about your trailblazing journey. What got you into pickleball? What got you to dive in, not just as a player, but to be a bold businesswoman, a builder, and an innovator? And when was that light bulb moment when you knew you had to lead? Denise.
Okay, well, let's see. I think, first of all, we started playing pickleball during the pandemic, like many others. Will and I got involved and fell in love and addicted and all that good stuff that you guys can relate to. And from there, we went to visit an indoor pickleball club, and it had no restrooms and no heat, and it was in the middle of February. It was bitter cold. And Will, being the visionary, who's also my husband, decided we could do this better. And I thought he was just joking, to be honest. And it wasn't really going to happen because he always has these ideas and, they go away in about a week or whatever. Well, this didn't go away, and it really happened. And so we started on our journey of opening our first pickleball club in Columbia, Maryland, about 2.5 years ago. And it started when Will said to me, "Will you quit your job and run it?" And I said, "Okay, I'll do that." And for probably almost 1.5 years, I ran this club. And at that time, really had nothing to go on. There's no handbooks out there, or there wasn't, on how to run an indoor pickleball club. We were the first ones in Maryland. And so we started from scratch, and I just learned the business from the ground floor. I was immersed in it. I was in it every day. I was dedicated to it, and that's how we got started. And it just started growing from there.
Wow, that is so interesting. Camilla, how about you, ma'am?
Well, the second part of your question is easier for me to ask. As far as leading, I think I was born leading. I was probably 3 years old running the little neighborhood club with all the older little boys, but I was going to lead. And in my sort of regular career before retirement and then getting into pickleball, I worked in the auto industry, very male-dominated, but I ran multi-billion-dollar companies. So leading was in my life, in my blood. That's what I do. As far as pickleball goes, I was one of the first. I spent half my year in Turks and Caicos, and I was the first person to take a portable pickleball set down to Turks and Caicos, down to the island, many years ago. And my business partner, now co-founder, Vanessa. Sorry, we are Vanilla. Our company is Vanilla. Vanessa, Camilla, we are Vanilla. She approached me maybe 3 years later. Oh my gosh, I just played this game. It is so fun. It's called pickleball. Have you ever played it? Yes, Vanessa, I have, and it is really fun. And by the way, I brought a set down. You want to go play? So it was really fun. That is actually why pickleball. Vanessa and I, and we've told some people the stories, people started confusing us and thinking we were each other. We both own properties within 200 feet of each other, both in Turks and Caicos and in Park City.
Oh my gosh.
And so, yeah. And we didn't know each other until people already were confusing us and said, you really have to meet this other person. We met, started finishing each other's sentences, so it was very easy to become partners.
Oh, wow.
So there's pickleball.
What a story. All right, Savanna, how about you?
Well, I'll start at the beginning. Kind of around the same time during COVID, I was actually off in college. My parents, big tennis players, they started picking up pickleball, and I was like, no way I'm playing this. Like, it's mainly older people. Like, this is just not going to be where I fit in. But then they brought me out. They forced me to play one day, and then it was like one game in, I was like, there's strategy to this game. There's a lot to this, and I hadn't competed since like high school, and I was like, man, this is a competitive way to, and like a great community. And sure enough, like went back to college. They started Club Pickleball at University of Florida, where I went, and kind of just started playing with everyone, and I've just seen it grow and grow and grow from there, and it's been awesome. I mean, you move to a new place, which I've done a few times recently. It's like you have a community immediately, which, I mean, no other sport that I've seen is exactly like that. So that was kind of my intro into pickleball. And then as far as on the court reserve side, it's kind of a funny story. I actually met Tim and Ashley, the founders, at a pickleball tournament. And, we started talking, and they were like, you know what, we have a position that would probably be a good fit for you. We'd love to kind of have you join. I get to talk to pickleball and tennis clubs all day long. I know tennis is like the bad word in this room. But pickleball, I get to talk to them and hear about like all these amazing facilities open, Dill, Dinkers. I mean, you guys are killing it. And it's been really cool. Yeah.
See, this is what's exciting about the sport of pickleball. Women aren't just playing the sport. They're building the platforms, they're developing the franchise, they're doing the technology that really is changing the sport. Now let's think about breaking down barriers and building bridges. Women in sports leadership, we normally encounter a few things, unique challenges, whether it be funding, whether it be visibility, whether it be respect. And what have been what's like one of your biggest challenges you've overcome? Then how did you do it? And number two, what words of wisdom would you give to other women that want to launch something very special in this great sport?
Okay. I would say, so when Will and I started, had decided to franchise, we have strengths in a lot of areas from previous experience that transfer over to this business, but we didn't know everything, okay? So IT was not in our wheelhouse. What else? Finance, we had a little bit of knowledge, but not enough. Programming was a huge one. We didn't think we needed anyone to hire anyone to do our programming. We thought we could do it. Well, we found out we couldn't. And so those were some of our barriers, but then what we did was we found people who were experts in those areas and brought them onto our team to fill in the gaps. And so that's how we overcame those areas of weakness. There's no ego in our company, and so it's super easy to say, hey, I don't understand or I don't know how to do this. Can you help me with it? And to bring those people on has been a huge part of our success.
Beautiful.
I think the biggest challenge for women in business in general is the lack of respect. Men get respect automatically, and they can lose it. We have to earn it. we have to earn the respect. So I think that's a very big challenge that we all face, all of the women. And how you overcome it, you just are so darn good that you do overcome it, and it does take some time. One of the things that I would say also is for women, you ask how do you overcome it, for women to help other women. I have had the experience where women are actually mean to women, and it just shocks me. So I've made it a point throughout my career to try and help other women, to try and support them and lift them up, and find ways where we can help each other.
I think in pickleball and the game of life, when we turn me into we, everybody wins. Whether it's women and women or women and men, whatever. When we all work together, we're all going to be able to move to that next level. Savanna.
Yeah, I completely agree with these ladies, and I'm at a little bit of a different spot, but Tim and Ashley, definitely took a chance on me as far as I didn't have a lot of experience in the field and software beforehand, and I think Ashley to me is a huge role model as far as, she's clearly breaking barriers, and I think saying yes is the biggest thing that I've noticed for me personally. It's like, yes, I'd actually never been on a panel before. This is my first panel. It's kind of, to get it to do with, next to these amazing women is pretty darn cool. So I think really the biggest challenge is me, myself, doubting my abilities just because, and it might be societal, it might just be, everyone has self-doubt. Everyone lacks confidence sometimes. So I think that's kind of been my biggest challenge, but saying yes to the things you want to do and kind of proving you can do it for yourself and for others and for, these little girls who are now picking up paddles. That's pretty awesome. So, yeah, that's kind of my 2 cents on it.
Absolutely. All right, gang, now let's think about question number 3, the future of the sport. What excites you, ladies, the most about the future of the sport, and how do you see women's role in the next chapter? What'd you go? Camilla, go. We'll rotate it around. Okay. Yeah, give you a little time. Give you time.
Yeah. For me, what is exciting is the community. Yeah. I think everybody today is looking at the screens, and we've become pretty antisocial. Yeah. And one of the things I think that is really going to keep pickleball popular is the social aspect of it. People love it. Almost anybody can play it, and it's very, very social. It gets you talking to another live human being, hello, instead of on your screen. And I think that's exciting because I think we just in general as humans need that.
Absolutely. Good. Oh, sorry. Either way, doesn't matter.
Okay, you.
You deserve that, honestly. You had to go first every time. So for me, rope. Thank you. So, future of pickleball. I see a lot more, at these facilities that I'm seeing open and talking to and whatnot, there's a lot more junior programming coming into it, which is super exciting for me to see, kind of these kids falling in love with sports at a young, for me, that was where I found all my friends and my community growing up. So seeing these kids fall in love with sports, competing, kind of, pushing yourself. So the kind of junior programming and those academies and things that with these facilities it allows, people to do are kind of, I would say, the most exciting part for me because they are, the future generation. And to give that joy to kids is like nothing else.
Exactly. Denise, what do
Well, in addition to all that, I agree with all that stuff. So our vision statement for Dill Dinkers is to spread the joy of pickleball across the nation and throughout the world. And so for me, that's the exciting part, to see the growth in the business. And it doesn't, we fit into the indoor pickleball world, that lane, but there's so many other lanes, so there's something for everyone to participate in the growth. We need more than just indoor pickleball clubs. We need the proper lighting. We need the proper insurance. We need the proper software. We need all of these things to make it grow and to spread this across the world. That's what's really exciting for me.
I think the beautiful thing about pickleball is the positivity of pickleball. You notice how you can have grandparents, parents, and kids, and even grandkids all in the same court having a blast. And it divides, genders, ages, everything. But you also see the explosive growth, and that is the power of potential of pickleball. Now, I'd also like to open it up to the audience. Do you guys, I'd love to see y'all's personal input. How do you see women's impact in the sport? And what most excites you about what women can do for the next chapter? Anyone like to share? You can raise your hand and do with a comment or ask the panelists some questions. Yes.
Thank you. I see women having been, especially since the pandemic, really essential in community building for the parks and the recs and the places where the aspect of pickleball, to me, that is the most life-saving is the community, is getting people together, staving off loneliness, really being the antidote to bowling alone. And I applaud you women here. I absolutely agree with what Camilla said about the respect, and I think, you guys are we all here are a meta example of how lacking that is in, especially just look at the conference that we have now where there are so few women speakers. And, I would love to have heard your insights on some of the other panels that having to do with actual marketing and some of the ways you're building the platform and some of the ways you're growing your communities. I applaud that you're on this panel and I love that it's here, but I would love to have a more sprinkling of the women around because we were quintessential in its growth at the grassroots level, and we are leading the way again in some of the community building that really is going to promote the sport into the future through all the generations. So I applaud you all there, and I would love to have any of you comment on what you think is, what we can do better as expos. I have had the Recreational Pickleball Players Association. I want to make sure that women have a voice in that. Any advice that you would give to people with big organizations or growing organizations that really highlight women for their skills and not just the fact that, they're women.
Any input you want to leave? Camilla, you want to share? I see Camilla smiling.
I actually agree with that.
Yes.
I was disappointed when I saw how few women there were on the other panels. We had this, it's 2025,
Yes.
and we do represent way more than 3 out of all of the speakers, or panel members. So it would have been nice to see. I agree with you. I 100% agree, and was very disappointed about that. I want to talk about 365 Dink as a new thing that can help clubs grow, that can help get people into the door.
Yes.
But instead, I'm talking about being a woman.
Yeah.
So.
No. Exactly. No, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
No. I think a lot of it is we're working on growing the sport and the business of pickleball. And we're not just working about being women and gender. That really doesn't matter. What matters is our sport, and it matters is our unity of building it. Good. Susan, would you like to share something?
Hi, I'm Susan. You don't know me, but I started a new business a year ago. So I know what you're going through, but I'm very new at this. But what I love is when I saw Joy, I saw her immediately. I've seen her on the internet, and immediately there was a connection because we have to help each other. I happen to run my company is called Pickled Abroad, a health and wellness pickleball retreat. I immediately went to other booths downstairs who are doing what I'm doing. I don't look at it as competition. I look at it as camaraderie. And you mentioned that before, Camilla. And that's something I think that's unique to women and not to men. So applaud that, you guys, because if people come to me and they want to go on my retreat, and maybe it's not the right dollar value for them, or maybe it's not the right thing, I will then say, hey, call Joy, or call Susie over at Engage, or Level Up, or Kyle Yates, or Ben John. So it's important that I just love hearing this, and all of you are so down to earth and modest, and it just makes me excited to be one of those women after what you are doing as well. So I just applaud you, and like I said, I'm just getting my feet wet here. So any advice you can give me, I'm open ears. Yeah, I know. I've always been in male-dominated businesses. So this is just nothing new anyway, so thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yes, women in the sport of pickleball are changing the sport. What I also encourage I'd like to encourage each and every one of you, if you see a gap, build a bridge. If you see a need, be the solution. If you feel the spark, follow it fearlessly. Because the future of pickleball is not only bright, it's broad, it's inclusive, but it's also empowered by powerful women like each and every one of you so that we all win in this sport. Empowered women empower the world. and pickleball is our global platform. I'd like to thank all of us for this amazing group. Let's a round of applause for our panelists. We've got Denise, Camille, and Savanna. And anything else? Thank you guys for coming and being a part of this wonderful journey.